Well, if I was independently wealthy, I can tell you I would probably do a hell of a lot of yoga and get back. I'd probably go to yoga every day. I would
The
really,
Mind Body app allow you to travel and do exactly that.
if I,
Because when I would go down to visit my parents in Florida, there's a couple of places that I went to.
yeah, mind body is great for that. You can just, based on your location, look up and see what's around. But yeah, to answer your question, if I was independently wealthy, I'd probably do a hell of a lot of yoga and just, because when I was going every day, because I wasn't working, like that was just my job. I got up and went to yoga like it was my job. Once, a lot of times twice a day. And it was
Why were you going twice a day?
just really enjoyed going. I enjoyed the headspace of it all, the mindset that it put me in, the headspace, just like, it really does feel like very much like a meditation to me, just going. And when you have a really good teacher and get really into a class and you get super focused and just, I really enjoy that aspect of yoga. When I first started doing yoga, I really anticipated all of the physical benefit of it, but I did not in any way anticipate the mental benefit that I gained from it. Um,
You know
and
how when you watch like the Dog Whisperer and stuff like that, and there's these dog videos that they have where they have these working dogs, like they're high energy dogs,
mm-hmm.
right? In order to get them to behave, you got to work them, and then they're settled, right? I think there's a little bit of that for me with the yoga classes and stuff.
It settles you.
Like I've got to go out and expend this energy,
Mm.
and then the mind space that I'm in afterward is even keel.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, I don't think. I think one of the things about my job is I'm too sedentary. So as soon as it starts to get just a little bit warmer, I'm going to start going out and doing bicycle rides in the morning,
yeah.
even if it's just 20 minutes.
Like around your neighborhood and stuff.
Yeah, I've got a track that I ride from my house. I ride down to, where the Oyster Harbor sign is.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of turning right to go towards the Giant, you turn left, and there's the farms back in that area. There's another area called Fishing Creek Farms, and so I can get it in about 28 minutes. I can get like 7 miles in on my bike.
Nice. Yeah, that
And
would help you achieve your goal of
it's
getting
not a
some of
road
that.
bike, right? So I have to pedal harder
Yeah,
because it's an off-road bike. Because the reason road bikes have such thin tires is so that they have less resistance. So the harder I can get a better workout just by trying to go just a little bit faster.
mm-hmm.
Like between 10 and 13 miles an hour average is another level of workout.
Yeah.
So
We turn that a little more to
like that?
Yeah, there you go. Did you hear a difference?
Yeah, huge difference.
Yeah.
I'm not in a aluminum box anymore.
What else? What else would you do if you were independently wealthy and didn't have to work? You asked me, but you didn't tell me what you would do.
Well, I'd finish my house.
Yeah.
I'd at least get it to a place where you don't. I'd say finish my house. You never really finish a house, right? But I'd have it to a place where it didn't look like it was under construction.
Yeah.
I could finish the upstairs,
Yep.
I put a decent porch out here so that
Yeah.
during the summer, especially in the spring, before the bugs come out, we'd be podcasting out there.
Yeah, you've got a good vision for the outside.
I want to have people over on a regular basis.
Yeah, what would you spend your day doing, though?
I have a whole bunch of stuff written down that I haven't paid attention to lately. I need to get back into that.
I could see you getting really into, because, I mean, you love doing what you do, CAD,
I would
and you're really good at it,
I
but
would
like,
do that for my own stuff.
yeah, you could get to work on shit that you were actually passionate about. And,
Yeah.
And design cool things, and
I need to do that anyway, though.
yeah. But you're working 50 hours a week, like,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough to carve out that time. Mentally, it's tough to carve out that kind of time.
I'm trying to make time to do hobbies and stuff like that, and I'd get really good at drone flying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad that Ray's excited about that. From what was it? The cards right there.
Oh, they got a farm. Card. Cold Saturday Farm.
Yeah, I grabbed one
Finksburg,
of 'em.
Maryland. That's a cool card.
Put that up on the camera.
There it is. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Maybe we could hang out at Ray's like once a month.
I'm sure he'd be down, man. He just like
He's easygoing enough.
he just chills at the farm
He's an interesting guy.
when he's not at work, you know? He just kind of hangs.
He's an interesting guy. He's not one of those personalities you got to get used to either.
Yeah,
He's just a regular guy.
yeah, he's very easygoing. And he just walks around work showing people pictures of like, oh, look at this bird I took a picture of yesterday, and you know, I was out snowshoeing last night at midnight with under the full moon, and he just loves being around that farm. He is definitely ready to move out of the cabin though.
Well, that's just because the temperature is so. Like last night was probably a hard night for him
Yeah, I'm
because
sure.
it was 24 degrees, and that he's not. It's a lot of work to keep it warm. It's not like you just turn the thermostat up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my thermostat was telling me today that the auxiliary ran pretty long last night.
Yeah.
I just have it set to do that though. It's not really a big deal. It's a lot more expensive when it does that.
It is a lot more expensive when it does that.
Yeah. That's the other thing I'd finish about this. I don't know, man. I'm hopeful that the financial situation here in America is going to change.
Yeah.
You know, where inflation, I mean, they really screwed us with COVID.
Yeah.
All the spending that they did. I don't know if price. Did you hear about what's going on with do you understand why there's no eggs?
I just know we can't get them.
It's because they killed all the chickens.
Yeah, why'd they kill all the chickens?
They kill all the chickens because one bird, doesn't matter how big the flock is, one bird registers positive for avian flu. Now, the bird could have already had it, gotten over it, and is not contagious at all anymore. But the current regulations are they just call all of them. You would think what they would do they would quarantine them all, and the ones that survive, because they get an immunity to it, would be the ones that they keep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then eventually they would get immune to the avian flu.
Yeah.
But that's why there's no eggs, because they killed all the chickens.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, I eat the shit out of eggs, man. Eggs is one of the consistent things that I eat.
You and probably 98%, like even vegans eat eggs.
Vegans eat eggs? Not real vegans.
Not real vegans. There's not very many real vegans, but a lot of people eat eggs that, like, yeah, a lot of people eat eggs.
Well, the company that makes plant-based eggs has reported 400% increase in sales of their products.
Gee, isn't that a coincidence?
I mean, eggs are versatile as fuck, man. You can do a million goddamn things with them. Like,
Or you could just live off of them.
yeah. Can hard
I
boil.
went to the Giant the other night and I bought. They weren't exactly what I wanted for eggs, but they were pasture raised. So I'm beginning to wonder if the advertising on is at all correct anymore. But it was $28, and the woman that was checking me out was like, "That's a lot of money for eggs." I go, "Yeah, it is.
How many eggs did you get for $28?
3 dozen,
3 dozen?
7 something in it." But I'm buying the higher priced ones,
Yeah.
because the pasture raised ones are supposed to be better. But I don't know if you're even getting that anymore because they killed all the chickens.
I mean, the color of the yolk,
It stands up higher in the pan.
yeah, is a good indicator on the
Like
quality egg that
the
you're
white
eating.
shelled eggs, they're all pastel, and the yolk is just like they don't even taste as good.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hopefully they get that shit under control. Need some damn eggs. But I do. That's why one of the good things, I get
I
a
haven't been able to
20%
buy-
discount on my eggs.
I haven't been able to buy eggs at Whole Foods in 2 months now.
We've been hit and miss.
Well, when I go, there's never any eggs left.
People,
There was 1 week where I got some, but it was only because somebody had stocked them on the very top shelf, and they were all the way in the back.
yeah.
And I'm taller than most people, so I could reach them.
Well, people are hoarding them, man. People are coming in buying like a shitload of eggs. I saw some guy on Facebook selling eggs for like $15 a dozen when nobody could get eggs.
I'm starting to wonder if I need to buy chickens.
Yeah.
I don't need to buy chickens. I don't want to be into chicken. But I gotta have my eggs.
Yeah, but hopefully they get it under control. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have chickens, man. Be another pain in the ass thing to have to get up and do. Take care of the damn chickens.
They're pretty easy to take care of, but you still got to take care of them.
Yeah. I don't need to add more chores to my goddamn list, man. I still got some leaves I got to rake from the fall.
Independently wealthy. That's yeah.
Yeah. Independently wealthy. Did you get the Grok voice?
Working?
Did
No.
you get it? Cuz I don't have it yet.
To be real honest, I was waiting for you to figure it all out
It's
and
not
then tell me how to do it.
well, Elon texted or tweeted today
I saw that.
and then if you read the comments, everybody's like,
Dude, I can't get it.
it's not on my app.
Mhm.
So like if you go into where you type something, it's got a little microphone down there, but that's just for voice input where you
That's just dictation.
tap. Yeah, that's just the dictation. So the whole,
Are you in the Grok app, or
I'm in the Grok app.
are you trying it in X?
I tried it on X and the Grok app. So it's limited to iOS right now, and it is through the Grok app
Let me grab my phone.
is where it's supposed to be. But if you ask Grok, Grok's like, I don't currently have that feature. Like, so it's coming. It should be in the next couple of days. So what I keep checking for is I keep going to the App Store.
Did you turn on Grok Beta 3?
Yeah. So I'm going to the App Store and I'm looking for an update to the app because it just
Okay,
won't be there. It'll
I'll
be.
give that a try too.
See, I don't have any kind of update. But I have a feeling that this is going to be. I have a feeling when they do get it, it's going to be working really well, and I think they're gonna.
Yeah,
they're
I'm
gonna.
I'm excited about. I one of the reasons why I didn't look for it is because I was struggling to think of reasons what to do with it. You know,
Well, I mean,
I'm sure that once I start using it, I'll just be talking to it all the time.
Yeah, the same way you have a conversation with me, you just have a conversation with it.
Maybe we'll have to have a podcast where our Grok. We're talking to Grok the whole time.
I mean, Gemini has that, and that's the best one I've used thus far. And I took a car ride with my kid, and all the way out to my mom's.
You told me about that.
We just had a whole conversation. I mean, we talked about everything. But Grok has...
Did Jackson enjoy that?
Yeah. They were talking about basketball. I mean, it's like talking to a person who knows a lot of stuff. However, you know, all of them, Grok, ChatGPT, Gemini, they have all reminded me this week that, like, all right, you need to fact check them. You need to be a little careful here.
I hate that.
Because
you're stupid and you don't know you're talking to a new technology.
Well, you have to fact check them. So, you know, I ask every one of them about my dad. So Grok pulled up 100 sources. I did a deep search. So if there's something you really want to dig into, do a deep search. And it's pretty cool. It tells you how it comes to all these conclusions. You can see it think.
Yeah, somebody was talking about that, and they said that Elon was mistaken when he said during the release of Grok 3 that they would be obscuring part of it, and they're not doing that. You can see all of the thought processes behind it.
So, like, I can read all of its thoughts. It says, just found that Robert L. White was a collector of Kennedy material. That's interesting. White also collected skulls and scalps, which feels a bit unusual. Like it talks to itself.
Skulls and scalps?
Yeah.
I was just making sure I heard you right.
However, it did say, Robert L. White was a lifelong bachelor. He had no children. So,
which obviously isn't true.
So there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'd say about maybe like 70% of it was accurate.
Yeah.
But if I didn't know and was looking up information on somebody.
Well, yeah, it's just obvious that's not new to have to double check what the information you get off the internet.
Yeah.
That's not new. That's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Like even when we were kids and we were accessing information that was in the encyclopedia, we'd still have to go to the library and double check.
You got to make sure it's yeah.
Is this the new, because I don't know why people act like it's such a big surprise.
Yeah, this tells me my dad was a clerk in the Maryland Senate and a legislative assistant to a state senator. I'm like, no. Oh, and he was a jockey. He belonged to the Maryland Jockey Club. So,
I had a similar experience when Grok 3 first came out. I said, okay, what would be an interesting thing to see how intelligent it is? And there should be public records of certain things. So I told Grok who my great grandfather was on my father's side
mm-hmm.
and who my grandmother was on my mother's side. And I tried to see how much of my family tree it could figure out on its own. And it did find my great grandmother on my father's side, which I thought was pretty interesting.
It just came up with the name.
Just came up with a name, and I know it was right because I know what her name is.
Right.
You know, but like it still didn't get my father's name right, even after I told him my name.
Right.
You know, it's like that should be pretty easy because there's a lot more record of him on the internet than there is of.
Right.
But yeah, as soon as it can start filling in stuff like that that should be part of the public record.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think it's close.
I think it's real close.
I mean,
The
it's
fact
like,
that it found my great grandmother, it means that it's starting to get to the place where it can figure that stuff out.
it's like exponentially getting better and better and better. I've been watching those people make those games.
Have you tried to make a game yet?
No, I want to.
I'm starting to wonder if we shouldn't try to make that app we were talking about,
Yeah, I mean,
because I think we could probably get it to program that app
100%.
if it's possible to get it done.
There's good posts on X where people are like, look at these 10 capabilities, and they'll have like 10 examples of games that people made. And I watched a whole video of a guy make a game like Arkanoid, where the ball shoots up, and Brick Breaker, you know, where it goes up and the ball bounces all over. Like 4.5 minutes, beginning to end. You got to run it alongside this other program and copy and paste the code into the program, but then you can get it to work. So I think you could. I want to test the ability of how creative you can get with it. Like, could I make a Pac-Man game that Pac-Man is running around, but instead of Pac-Man, it's Prince, and the power pellets are all Prince symbols. So that's.
I think that's an awesome.
Yeah.
You've got enough information that you collected. And we just need to figure out how to feed all that information to it.
Yeah.
Your hard drive of info.
Yeah. I want to make a set of tarot cards too. I want to make some Prince tarot cards.
You know, that's what Kickstarter was originally for, was for board games
Really?
and card games. So if you wanted to make some sort of card game up,
Right.
you could probably even sell that over at
Oh yeah.
was it Third Eye Comics?
Third Eye. Yeah. I found a whole bunch of companies that print card games. Because Allie was talking about getting some like intention cards made. I'm like, you can get decks of 52 cards printed for like $9 or $10 a pack, cellophane wrapped and everything. Sell them for $20. Boom.
You know what might be fun is having a podcast gaming night.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to do that poker night thing.
Yeah.
We need to get that. We need to do it at least once.
Yeah. It would be fun. What are you doing? Are you looking to see if Grok is updated?
Yeah, I was looking to see if it was any different on an iPad. And of course, I'm going down the rabbit hole. It doesn't appear to be any different on the iPad. But I'm going to check to see if there's software updates on the iPad that are different.
What do you make of the iPhone 16e?
If it doesn't have MagSafe, then fuck that thing.
I can't believe they left MagSafe off of it.
Did they?
Yeah, it doesn't have MagSafe.
Oh, you verified that. Like, what the fuck?
Why would they not? I mean, how hard is it to put a magnet in there?
Well, I guess, yeah.
It can't be that hard. It can't be that expensive. But you've got this whole ecosystem. I mean, you couldn't use your phone stand. Like, you'd have to put a case with MagSafe on it. So yeah, I guess you could, but
But you can't charge it that way then.
yeah,
Or does it charge wirelessly still? It just doesn't have MagSafe.
No, I think that's the whole point of MagSafe.
Let's ask Grok.
Yeah.
Let's ask Grok.
There were a couple other things that I was that were head scratchers for me.
Hold on a second. I'm going to ask it. Does the new Apple 16e have wireless charging? Yes.
Yeah?
7.5 watt. However, it does not support MagSafe, which is a faster and magnetically aligned wireless charging system found on other iPhone models such as the standard 16. My theory on the 16e is that it was supposed to be as cheap as possible, have USB-C, and the glass, I guess, is supposed to be tougher than all the others
On this one?
on the E.
On the E?
Mm-hmm. I think the glass is supposed it's supposed to be a more durable, basic phone.
So it's a $200 price difference. The display is not as bright as the standard iPhone 16. The camera is a lot less, which I get it.
It's a single camera.
Yeah, not everybody needs all the camera capabilities.
It's still going to be a pretty kick-ass camera for a phone.
Yep. It only comes in black and white, which is not a big deal. Everybody got a case on their phone anyway.
So the 16e uses Apple's ceramic glass shield glass, but it's equipped with an earlier version compared to the latest generation found in the iPhone 16 series.
So that's an upgrade, the glass.
Apple claims the ceramic shield on the iPhone 16, not the E, is 50% stronger than the first generation ceramic shield introduced on the 12. The E, however, sticks with the first generation ceramic shield. So I guess it's not a more durable phone.
And it's got a different...
So I guess this is just a replacement for the SE, huh?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yep. So this is a good phone for like when my mom's gonna need a new phone. You know, like she doesn't.
Wouldn't you just get her? She wants a smaller phone. Is that it?
No, I'm just saying it doesn't have like my mom doesn't really care. My mom doesn't take a ton of pictures. She takes some, but she doesn't need all kinds of crazy photography capability. I mean, my mom's got like the 14 Max. So like I get it. It's just a cheaper phone, right? It does have Apple Intelligence, so you're gonna be able to use memojis with it. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
important.
yeah.
I really, really wish they would grow up. I mean, the current state of Siri and the fact that they don't have their own AI, like they wasted a decade doing who knows what with a car, that thing that they never came out with, and they're totally missing out on this.
I mean, I get that the iPhone 16e, there's a customer for it. But what I don't like is how big of a deal they made out of it. Like, Apple events are like an event, and
Grok even says it's the iPhone SE line.
yeah, people get excited about Apple events, and for people like us who are like up on technology and really into that kind of stuff, and I mean, when the iPhone 16 came out, it wasn't earth shattering, but it was still like, oh wow, that's got some cool new features. That phone does not have any cool new features. Like,
Does it still use Does it use Face ID?
yes, yep.
So it doesn't have the button like the SE did.
Yeah, the SE's got the button, so that was like one of their major updates. So, so you can get it for the 128 gigabyte model is $600, which is pretty cheap for an iPhone compared to the 16. The 128 gigabyte model is $800. So I feel like you get a lot more for $200.
What do you think of intelligence? I think it's garbage.
The only thing that I really like with Apple Intelligence is the photo cleanup. If you've used that, where like, if you have a picture and there's something in the background that I don't want in the background, you just touch it, and this is stuff that
But that's on my 13. I can do that.
it is.
Yeah. I can. So there's been pictures with you, me, and Jacob where I could grab the three of us out of the picture.
No, I'm saying like,
You talking about deleting a person out?
if it was you, me, Jacob, and Roger, and we were like, you know what?
Get
We're going to
that
take
Roger
Roger
asshole
out of
outta
this
here.
fucking picture. Like, you can just select Roger, and it automatically selects him and paints the background behind him, and you can never tell he was there. It would be like, oh, Roger was sailing that day.
Picking on Roger.
So that feature is one that I used, and I think it's pretty cool. I have not used any of the writing tools, like make it more empathetic or make it more professional. I haven't used
I've
any
used
of that.
those just a little bit on my iPad because it has the intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Grammarly is much better.
Yeah, it's just not.
Well, it should be. I pay for it specifically for that reasons.
Yeah.
But the idea that they're advertising the 16 as having these features, and there's a pay for product out there that you can get on an older iPhone that's much better. So
Yeah.
that's why I haven't gone to the 16, and I had planned on upgrading this year. I'm just waiting for the 17 now because I really don't want to have anything to do with the ChatGPT.
So you got,
There's
here's
something slimy about that guy that just bothers me.
the core features of Apple Intelligence are the writing tools, Siri enhancements, which
I found some web results. I can show them if you ask again from your iPhone.
see, I mean, you can't even.
She's just stupid.
It's dumb. You can.
I think that's why I started waiting on doing more automation stuff in the house. Because there's a rumor that Apple's coming out with stuff for home automation, but it hasn't happened yet. So
Have you experienced the whole there's a feature on this Apple Intelligence that summarizes text messages? Have you experienced that?
My experience with summarizing stuff is it does things that I don't want it to do, and then I want to read more about it, and then there's extra steps to get to that.
Yeah. Like if I'm at work and you guys are talking in the group chat, it'll summarize everything into one message, but then all I find that really does is have me miss messages because I don't realize it's a summary. And then I go back and I'm like, oh, there's 10 messages in there. I don't like that. Image Playground. Image Playground is kind of
Significant
lame.
features and bug fixes coming to Grok 3 this weekend. 33 minutes ago, Elon posted that.
Oh, he didn't say what they are. He just said significant stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, if they get the voice chat working, I'm going to pay for a month of that. Apparently, Apple Intelligence can read your iCalendar, and Siri can read your calendar.
Sorry, I'm not sure who's speaking. Who is this?
Who
Hey,
is
Siri,
this?
Be quiet.
Well, ask her. She's tied into you. Ask her a question about your calendar. Ask her when you're doing another podcast or something. Because supposedly she can go in and read your calendar and tell you when you're free.
It's not useful until the AI can tell who the hell is talking
Yeah.
while we're talking over each other. Because I activated it on my iPad, and you were talking, and it kept going, thinking you were part of what I activated. It's just so stupid.
You feel you think it would know you. You know?
Well,
it lives with
it's
you.
It's really stupid easy for these machines to figure out whose voice is whose.
Yeah.
Like my speech patterns are just the timbre of it is enough.
Yeah, you got a different voice.
Yeah. And then the way that I speak.
Yeah, a really dumb dog can figure out who's speaking. Would know if you're its owner.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that. That's a good
Yeah.
analogy.
So yeah, I don't know.
Did you
man.
did you see the video of the little clip where Trump is on the he's on what's the plane for the president?
Air Force One?
Air Force One, and he's talking to these reporters, and they're asking him a bunch of questions, and he offers this. He goes, "Did you guys hear we're going to go visit Fort Knox?" And then somebody asks him, "Well, do you think that the gold might not be there?" And he says, and he smiles. He goes, "If the gold's not there, we're going to be really upset." Just the way he said it was just like,
Yeah.
so what do you think? Do you think the gold's going to be there? Because why would they not just show us the gold if it was there? It's not like you can, oh, it's there, we're going to go steal it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody knows where it's supposed to be.
Is that what they have at Fort Knox? Is gold? I don't even know.
That's supposed to be where the reserve is of the gold. It's supposed to be long before the Federal Reserve was in place and they took the dollar off of the gold standard. That's where all the gold that was supposed to be backing the dollar was supposed to be kept. And we haven't done an official audit of it in decades.
Where the hell's Fort Knox?
I don't know. Ask your Grok.
See, that's why I want this voice thing working. Because I could just have it open. I could have the answer by now.
I see what you're going to use it for.
Where's Fort Knox?
Fort Knox is located in Kentucky, south of Louisville, and north of Elizabethtown. It's known for being the site of the United States Bullion Depository, where a lot of the country's gold is kept.
I thought bouillon was something you make soup with.
You're right. Bouillon is a liquid made from simmering bones or meat with vegetables. It's a great base for soups, sauces, and gravies. It sounds like you might be thinking of bullion, which is the word for gold and silver bars, like the ones they keep at Fort Knox.
How much money do they have stored at Fort Knox?
It's hard to say exactly how much the gold at Fort Knox is worth, since the price of gold changes all the time. But as of earlier this year, the gold stored there was worth around $291 billion.
Did he just say $1 billion dollars?
He did.
Yes, I did say $1 billion. That's a lot of zeros.
I heard him say dollars too.
Yeah. $291 billion. That is a lot of zeros. What did I see? I saw Microsoft now has it was a crazy looking chip, but they unveiled their quantum computing chip. It was real fancy looking.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I was distracted with my feed over here.
Microsoft unveiled a quantum computing chip. It was their first quantum computing chip. They made it look real fancy. It doesn't look like your regular chip, but I don't know.
Everybody's all real excited about the whole quantum computer thing because they're the very first thing they talk about is how it's gonna destroy Bitcoin.
Oh, is that what they say?
What they don't understand is that Bitcoin has much better encryption than everything else we deal with on a day-to-day basis, including our bank accounts.
Why do they say it's going to destroy Bitcoin?
Because the cryptography will be able to be broken by a quantum chip in a matter. Right now, it takes so much power and so much time that you can't. It will take longer than the rest of the life that the Earth has.
Right, to try every code.
Yeah, our solar
until-
system will cease to exist before you break the code.
But a quantum chip can apparently do it
In an afternoon.
In an afternoon. But isn't there a way you can prevent that? Isn't there some kind of...
They say that there is.
There's got to be. There's got to be a way. So what, somebody's just going to be able to just crack every code and steal all the Bitcoin? In theory?
I don't think it's coming in our lifetime because it's based on what you know what quantum is, right? Quantum entanglement.
Yeah.
Do you?
I mean, I've heard all about the power of quantum computing.
All right, now
and
you're
how-
going to have to tell me what you know about quantum entanglement
that this is the
because I'm interested to see if you understand it the same way that I do.
well, this shit is gonna be able to process shit faster than anything that fucking exists in the world. But the only parts I've really like listened to about it as how this could be the key to all of the multiverse theory, that's what this shit's gonna be able to do.
So there was a recent, I think it was a Netflix series, The Three Body Problem. Did you see that one?
You know, I watched that whole fucking show, and I don't know what the fuck I was on. Because I was like, that sounds interesting. And I went up and was like, I gotta watch the trailer for that. And I watched the trailer, I'm like, I watched this fucking show. I didn't even remember watching it. But it was kind of good. The girl in it's kind of hot.
It was good.
Yeah.
So there's this one part where they talk about a proton. You know what a proton is?
And I know
It's
it's
part of an atom.
right here with a neutron, right?
Right. So basically it's very small.
Yeah.
Very small. So the idea is that you can accelerate it to the speed of light, and it's not a photon, it's a proton. So it actually has some mass. So you can send it somewhere. You can basically get it to time travel and get it there. And quantum entanglement is having a matching proton in your space where you're at right now that's quantum entangled with that one over there. So everything it experiences here so basically you don't have to wait on radio waves or light waves to get there.
Right.
That proton's in your room listening to you, and the proton that's over there that's quantum entangled, no matter how far away it is, you can hear the same conversation.
Right. So they say speed of light's the fastest thing, but this is it is not like it has to travel. It just exists.
So the same people, and I realize that I'm generalizing, will say, "Oh, that's going to be here right now to break Bitcoin," and these same people are like, the irrational mindset of it is, "Oh, but full self-driving isn't going to be here for another 10 years." You get what I'm saying? It's just like they just want to be negative.
Well, and it seems
Quantum computers is going to break Bitcoin,
like
but we're not going to have full self-driving in our lifetimes.
well, it seems like if they get this technology into the hands of people that can break Bitcoin, there's probably going to be a lot bigger fucking problems in the world.
Yeah. Like you won't be able to secure your bank account. You won't be able to secure your email.
Yeah.
Your everything is just going to be unsecure.
Yeah.
Bitcoin will be the last thing
Right.
that gets hacked.
Yeah, everything's going to tumble down before that. And I mean, if that's a collapse of society, whatever, man. Like,
It's like worrying about the safe in your house won't be accessible if a hurricane, a tornado, and an earthquake hit your house. Okay. Is that really worrying about my money is what I'm supposed to be worried about if where I live is hit by all those?
yeah.
And they keep talking about it, and it's just because it's something to get everybody. It's engagement farming. I look at every post that I'm reading nowadays, and I go, how much of this is engagement farming? Next. Because that's all it is engagement farming.
Yeah.
Most of the internet is just engagement farming.
Yeah, that's just stupid, man. You can really, if you really like look, you can see right through all that bullshit. People are just full of shit, man.
So what did you think of that color of that Cybertruck?
It was all right. I mean, I wouldn't choose it, but it was nice to look at.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a deep purple. It's supposed to be, I think they called it space or something like that.
Man, dude, people are getting a lot of hate for driving fucking Cybertrucks right now.
I went to a meeting with the technology guys here in the neighborhood, and they a couple of the guys were just like hating on it. Like, why are you hating on that? It's bulletproof. What's the hate about it? It's the safest truck ever made. I don't get what you hate about it.
I'm in Maryland Tesla
They just think it's
owners.
ridiculous. That's their reason for hating on it.
Well, now everybody's all mad at Elon, so people are vandalizing them. People like,
Yeah, those are some quality people out there.
yeah. I wouldn't buy one right now. I'm getting my fucking tires slashed by some fucking dickhead, man. Fuck that. That shit costs way too much money to have somebody vandalize my
well,
shit.
you do realize Sentry mode is on. You have to deal with getting it fixed, but you're going to know who did it, and they're going to get arrested.
Yeah, I don't feel like dealing with that bullshit, man.
Well, they're coming after everybody who owns a Tesla.
People are putting stickers on their Tesla now. Have you seen this? This is like a big business. You can buy them on Amazon. Like, I have my Tesla since before Elon became the first lady and all this shit. So I'm like, aren't these the people that aren't supposed to make jokes about somebody's sexuality like that? And so, like, I don't get why
The irony is palpable. Yes, it is.
they can call Elon Musk a retard, but you can't call somebody with Down syndrome a retard. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a technical term, like moron.
Well, it should be
It's
like,
an actual technical term.
you can't be like, oh, hate speech is wrong, this and that, and then go on Facebook and
People are just not busy enough in their own lives.
make vile comments about Donald Trump and his family and Elon Musk and his family. Like, that's hate speech. Like,
You fucking moron.
yeah, you're supposed to be
Did you see his-
against hate speech.
Did you see his tweet to the I think he's a commander he's running the space station. He's up there right now.
The guy who's stuck up there?
No. There's a commander of the space station, and he had some tweet. He called Elon a liar. About basically, Elon tweeted out that Biden had politicized the astronauts that are up there because they couldn't go back. I'm not even going to use the phrase stranded, right? I don't know who's going to pick them up if it isn't Elon, but I guess they're not stranded as long as Elon can go get them. So if you want to be technical about it, they're not stranded. But if Elon doesn't send a spaceship up to get them, it isn't going to be the Russians that go get them because we ain't talking to them right now, right? And we don't have anything else. We don't have a space shuttle or anything that can go up there and get them. So if you can't go up there and get them with the Boeing Starliner, then why did they put off going to get them? So Elon was just like, they politicized the whole thing. I could have gone up there and got them right away. And then this guy called him a liar, that it was never politicized, blah, 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 blah. And you should see the response that he goes, "You're a retard."
It is.
It has totally been politicized. They're totally stranded up there unless we come and get them. The only reason that they're saying they're not stranded is because they had plenty of extra supplies. But they're not scheduled to be there, so I don't know what you call that. They're definitely unscheduled guests at the space station.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we have to do, is we have to be they are unscheduled guests, and that Starliner failed. That's true, right?
Right.
Because if it didn't fail, they wouldn't be up there right now. And Starliner got paid at least twice as much to make Starliner, which I think
What is Starliner? The name of the ship?
that's Boeing's
Spaceship? Okay.
rocket to go up to the space. I don't even know if it can go further than the space station. The Dragon is designed so that it can land. It has rockets so that it can land, go to the moon and land on the moon, and it can do all of these other things besides take astronauts to and from the space station.
Dragon, is that SpaceX's thing?
Yeah. Dragon capsule.
Man. That shit's wild.
They
man.
did a recent one where they went up and did a spacewalk. I don't know if they went outside. They didn't go outside and everybody go outside at once. One guy went up and went back down. Another guy went up. They had the entire capsule open.
Like in not on the moon,
No, they went up higher than they've been since we've been to the moon. No.
and they just got out of them. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Did they have video
It was
of
really
that?
cool. It was really cool. This guy who's a billionaire in his own right is been the commander of those. They did a whole Netflix series on it. I can't remember what the name of it was.
But they got video of them like floating out there.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I should.
oh yeah.
I'll check that out. That
And so
shit's
Elon
fucking-
also posted that he wants to speed up decommissioning the space station. He's like, it's time to go to the moon. We need to move on.
the space station's
It's
Old
very
now.
low orbit compared to where we've been before.
yeah.
Then you get into the whole theory of like, we've never been further than such and such, you know. But one way we could definitely put a kibosh to all of those conspiracies is to actually go back to the moon
Yeah.
nowadays. I mean, we got enough satellite technology. We could have real-time video.
Yeah, put it on fucking YouTube, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised that some media channel hasn't raised a whole bunch of money just to Survivor on the moon.
Man, send Tiger Woods up there. Have him play a hole of golf or something, man. The entire world will watch Tiger Woods playing golf on the
I
moon.
saw him on. They had Black History Month yesterday.
Yeah.
With the president gave him some sort of a award. He looked much older than I remembered him.
Yeah, Tiger. I mean, Tiger's been doing his thing for a long ass time, man. Yeah, that I've been. It was all.
I'd love to see Tiger up on the moon hitting some golf balls.
Yeah, just a drive, or I mean, they could do anything, but I mean, why not just fucking do it? You want to get people watching something. More people will watch that than the Super Bowl. I want to see what those freaking structures on Mars are.
I want to see video. Like, one of the things I was telling my friends about when I was in my 20s, like, why isn't there remote control trucks on the moon that we can control remotely here on the and have races?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? The jumps that they could do.
Well,
They'd have to have actuators on them to get them to go back down.
well, there's I've gotten really into this dude. Oh, God, I can't remember his name. I mean, it's fucking out there. And it's these videos of this guy lecturing in the 90s. But this guy apparently has insider knowledge of all these different races of people and everything, or life, all these races of life from all over all the different galaxies. And
You talking about Billy Carson?
no, I forget this dude's name. But anyway, this dude said the reason we haven't been back to the moon is because we were told, do not come back to the fucking moon, because there's somebody else is in control of the moon. Like, the moon was moved there and put there for a reason.
Oh, Hollow Moon.
Yeah, and on the other side of the moon there are structures.
They say that the reason when you look at the moon and there's these big, impacts that none of them go very deep
Yeah.
is because it's a big shell
Yeah.
and it's just been collecting.
Yeah. So, like, we went to the moon and they were like, all right, you guys are done. We do not want you going back to the moon. So that's why we haven't been back. But then there's all this stuff on Mars, too. There's a perfectly square structure on Mars. And there's no way, like, 4 equal sides.
Did you see recently that they showed an iceberg that was perfectly rectangular.
Yeah.
It didn't have one perfect 90-degree corner. It was a perfect rectangle. The
Yeah?
entire thing.
How the hell's that happen?
That's a good question.
Was it in Antarctica?
I don't know where it was. I don't know if it was the North Pole or the South Pole. I just remember seeing a picture of it, and it was a perfect rectangle. Now, obviously, it could be totally made up by AI nowadays, so
Well,
I
there's
didn't pay
all
too
this-
much attention to it.
There's all kinds of crazy stuff about Antarctica. Like, you know, there's this giant hole. Supposedly, once you go past a certain point, there was this dude, Admiral Richard Byrd, who was one of the first guys to navigate out there.
There's maps from 500 years ago with Antarctica on the map.
Yeah.
These are real antiquities, and the maps are the outline of Antarctica is accurate. We had no way to know that 500 years ago.
Right, we had never been there. And then this guy said in his diaries
We've all
and
been
his,
living in a matrix.
his logs that he wrote, he this guy saw alien ships flying, and he said there was
So this is what we want to do if we were independently wealthy. Fly around, go where these things are at, and then talk about them and eat good food.
yeah.
Just hike the planet,
Yeah.
discover the planet, go sailing with Roger occasionally. That was a fun day.
I watched a live show. There's
We got to do that again.
all the alien video that's out there. So there's probably like a handful of videos of actual aliens apparently filmed by the government. And there's a couple that they really can't debunk that were done in like on a camcorder in the 90s. But there's a couple that they can't really figure out how they did it. With where these things are like blinking and moving, and you know, there's all these people with like real knowledge of how shit like that is done in the movies, and then they give like, well, this one's fake because of this, but they break these videos down, and there's a couple that they're like, I don't know, this one guy's like, this one might be fucking real. Like,
Did you see the movie They Live
they live.
with
I can picture the
Piper, the wrestler guy? I can't remember his. I can never
Roddy Piper.
Yeah, what's his name?
Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper.
I have come here to chew gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
That guy. Yeah, Roddy Piper, man. R.I.P. True legend.
I think that there's a number of movies that were made that are exactly the way things really are.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't they let them make them? Because people will be like, well, that's real. And they go, no, that's a movie, dude.
Yeah.
Right? It just gives it plausible deniability. And one of those I think is real is Stargate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that one about?
You haven't seen the movie or the series Stargate?
No. I've heard the name mentioned.
So the movie in, I think it was 94 or 96 was the original movie with who was it Spader?
James Spader.
James Spader. I always
He's a good actor. I like that
yeah.
dude.
He was really good in that movie. So basically it's on Netflix right now too, I think.
Yeah?
I know it's on YouTube for free. The old movie. Anyway, there's a ring that's they recover underneath a stone in Egypt,
Uh-huh.
and they take it to the mountain that is in the movie War Games. I forget what what state that's in, but there's this underground facility in the mountain there. God, what's the name of that?
It's not Mount Weather, is it?
No.
Because that's the one in Virginia.
Anyway, it's this place that they had for a nuclear facility. I think it might still be being used. Anyway, they take the ring and they put it under the mountain, and they use this ring to activate this end of a wormhole.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go all places all over the known universe in a matter of minutes.
That's pretty badass.
So that's why it's called Stargate.
And they made TV series after it.
Yeah, the TV series is like more than 10 years worth of...
Yeah, 1997 to 2007, the series ran.
And then they've had spin-offs from it.
Stargate Atlantis.
Yep, they had Stargate Atlantis, and then they had Stargate Universe,
Yep, 2009 to 2011.
where they had an actual spaceship traveling at ungodly speeds that had a Stargate on it.
The Destiny.
Is that what it's called?
That's the
You're
name
just
of-
reading it. You're...
That's the name of the ship, yeah. I'm fact checking you. You got to fact check.
It was a good series.
Um,
But, it's just like
it could be
tied to reality.
tied to reality.
And I have a feeling it is.
It could be. I mean, Egypt.
It definitely wasn't built 5,000 years ago, that's for sure.
Watched
It's probably more like 30,000 years old, if not older than that. And my theory is that it's an ancient race of humans that basically somehow they activated something on the planet that caused the entire planet to flood the land masses for decades and destroyed everything.
There's no way they moved those fucking stones 500 miles. Like,
Not with tree
people.
trunks.
Not people.
And no, somebody with telekinesis might have been able to do it.
Yeah.
What we would consider magic. Well, everything's considered, all technology is considered magic to the last generation.
Mr. Beast.
Like what we're doing
Went
right
to
now would be
Egypt.
considered magic to my great grandfather.
Yeah. Yeah. Being able to, I mean, like, Dick Tracy's watch was really out there.
I have a really funny video of my mom at Christmas time when my sister gave my father his first iPad. It was the first generation of the iPad. And my mom puts her hand on her forehead. Oh, you kids, you're dragging us into the future.
That's very good.
My mom has owned more iPads than I have.
Yeah.
She doesn't do much with them. She plays, puzzle games and stuff like that.
But that's some wild technology. Mr. Beast went to Egypt and did a video. So
This sounds like a cartoon. Mr. Beast goes to Egypt.
and then his girlfriend did a video on her own, and she makes really good videos. She's very intelligent. But anyway, they had high level access to the pyramids from the Egyptian government, and they were going into parts of the pyramids where people aren't normally allowed. Like, she crawled in a tunnel under the pyramids and everything, and she's got one of those.
Did she pop up out of the Sphinx? Because there's rumors that there's a tunnel that goes all the way out of the Sphinx head.
She was in the tunnel under the Sphinx, and she referenced that. But she's got one of these 360 cameras. And she's like crawling through with that. But anyway, they get to certain points, and they're like, there's a flight of stairs going up. And they're like, oh, no, 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 you can't go up there. You know, they really, like,
Yep.
wouldn't
And
let them
why
go
would
into
they
certain
do that?
areas. And then these people are the people that the government has appointed to give Mr. Beast the tour.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, you know, because Mr. Beast is like, so what is the deal? Did aliens really? No way aliens made it. We have the proof. We have the proof that Egyptians built this. And it's just like,
They didn't build that.
I just don't buy it, man. I don't buy
There's,
that they
there's
could have
just
built that.
absolutely no possible way. It would have taken with the technology that, look, did you see there was a guy recently that tried to do some vandalism to this granite stone. I don't even know where it was at. I just saw a clip of it, right? And he's got this all metal hammer. The handle, the head, it's all metal, one piece. And he runs over to this thing that's on camera all the time, and he smacks it like 3 different times, but he hits it so hard he breaks his fucking hammer. All right, this is an all metal steel hammer. It's not 2 pieces, you know. It's not a metal end on a wooden handle, and he breaks his hammer.
And didn't
And
do a
it
damn thing to the rock.
Barely touched, leaving even a little bit of a mark in this granite stone.
Yeah.
And they're trying to tell us that people carve these granite stones with copper tools.
And they're perfect right
Copper
angles.
is just
and-
way too soft.
yeah.
It's not even going to touch these.
Yeah.
And then there was
some bullshit,
Then there's
man.
these rocks that have. Did you see the melted staircase?
Mm-mm.
There's this granite staircase. I forget where it's at. But do you understand how hot you have to get granite to get it red hot? That's
mean,
not
I
even going to
imagine
make it flow,
pretty fucking hot.
right?
Yeah.
That's not even going to make it flow. This staircase got so hot so fast that the staircase in the center area flowed. It melted and flowed, but it got so hot so fast the area around it didn't do the same thing.
So it was like a concentrated.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be like hitting it with this beam of intense energy, and it flowed real quick, and then it solidified again.
Yeah. We're not getting the full picture.
No, I'm thoroughly of the impression that somebody is in the past, long time ago, more than 30,000 years ago, has figured out how to manipulate molecular structures. And we've just lost that technology.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
I mean, imagine getting to the place where you have a technology where you don't even need electrical current anymore. You can just think and shit happens. I mean, having a cable and wirelessly transmitting, that's all good and great nowadays. But if there was a technology where you could just leave all that behind, that would be better, right?
Yeah. That would, I mean, we just communicate with one another telepathically.
I think that what the government came and collected from Tesla, all of his paperwork when he died. Doesn't Trump have that?
Tesla's papers?
Yeah. Isn't that his family that has that? I think so. Ask Grok. See what Grok says about Tesla's being related to the Trump family.
Who has Nikola Tesla's paperwork and research now?
The majority of Nikola Tesla's personal papers and research are now housed at the Nikola Tesla Museum in Belgrade, Serbia. It's a pretty amazing place for fans of his work.
Yeah, but where's all like the top secret shit that we don't know what happened to it? Didn't somebody get all of that?
That's a tough one, with a lot of theories floating around. Some people think the FBI might have some of it. They did take a bunch of his stuff after he died. Others think maybe the Soviet Union got their hands on certain projects. But But the truth is, we don't really know for sure where everything ended up.
The FBI, there's a theory that the FBI went in and got all of his stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the most popular theories out there. Apparently, they came into his hotel room not long after he died and took a bunch of boxes of his papers and other stuff. Some people think they were looking for secret weapons designs or information about anti-gravity technology.
Huh?
That tower that he built in New York, I'm pretty sure worked.
I don't know. I don't know too much about him.
And there's another tower that they rebuilt that is near Starbase, where Elon is launching all those rockets.
What tower did he build in New York?
I can't explain it. Ask him to explain it. I can't wait for Grok to be able to do this.
Tell me about this story about some kind of tower that Tesla built in New York.
You're talking about the Wardenclyffe Tower, also called Tesla's Tower. It was a huge project Tesla started building on Long Island, New York, way back in 1901. Tesla had this crazy idea to use the tower to send electricity around the world without wires. He even thought it could be used for communication, like radio or TV, but way more powerful. Unfortunately, he never got to finish the tower. He ran out of money, and people lost interest in the project. It was super ambitious for its time.
Isn't there a mock-up of the tower in Texas now?
There's a lot of confusion about this. There's a company in Texas called Tesla Science Center at Wardenclyffe. They're really into Tesla's work and want to build a tower similar to Wardenclyffe, but that's not the same as the original tower in New York. The original tower was never finished, and there's no evidence that it's been locked away anywhere.
It goes to a lot of trouble to say how crazy these ideas are, and you know what I mean? Make sure they put that in there. There's a lot of these crazy ideas and speculation and
Yeah. You just like hating on Gemini, man.
no, it's not about Gemini. It's just that why do all of that?
Because he's
Why
saying
not-
there's a
why
lot of
not just
crazy
talk
ideas
about
out
all
there.
the things that people are talking about without all the hyperbole
Well, that's what you're going to be able to do
with Grok.
really soon is I saw people asking Elon to put like, so you can tailor it to exactly
Be
what
concise. I don't want all this hyperbole.
you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to get that.
I don't want the attitude. You're not a human being. You're a robot.
See, I like
Well,
it's a
I
person.
want a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of it.
Well, you're going to be able to dial it up and dial it down. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like the jokey grok.
I turned that off.
Yeah, that shit's dumb.
I just don't have the patience for it. That's one of the things when I finally do get to the place where I'm working a lot less. You know, I think working this many hours is just destroys people's sense of humor.
Yeah, man, destroys. I mean, for
It's
me,
very destructive to a cohesive society.
yeah,
Everybody's always tired.
yeah.
Everybody's always in a rush. There was an experiment they did with people who are really empathetic to other people. Like there were the type of people who they're really helpful to other people, right? And then they put them on a tight schedule, and they kind of purposely made them late. And they made them walk through a courtyard. And these same people stepped over somebody who was wounded. You know, they just stepped over him because they were in a rush to get to the thing that they were going to. Something they wouldn't normally do. Right?
Yeah.
And that's my point is like life is kind of like that all the time.
Yeah.
We'd all be here for each other a whole lot more if we weren't rushing around all the time.
Yeah. Man, I saw a video today. You know Theo Vaughn?
Yeah.
He,
I don't watch his podcast that much because it just doesn't resonate with me. But I see clips that I really like from him occasionally, where he's more concise.
This, I think this is it. This really,
websites.
I heard him say this today, and it really,
That's what it's like these days. Things get so busy that, I don't know if I'm living sometimes or if I'm doing a to-do list.
I saw that today too.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I don't know if it's my own things that I want to be doing. Is it things that I feel like people want me to be doing?
This is the whole reason I asked you.
Expectations am I living up to? And it can be anything you're doing throughout your day, or if in your plans or your week, or something that you're a current, job, or
Our feeds on Instagram must be lined up.
taking a relationship. Even it could be anything that you're doing or committing yourself to.
yeah. Theo Vaughn is just, I like him when he talks about shit like that.
We need to take this thing just a little bit more seriously, what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Because every time we do it, I feel like, and then I'm like, what do we, enough time passes in between. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
we need to do like we talked about and sit down, go to coffee shops together and talk about how we're going to make this thing actually work.
Yeah. We
I want
need to
you to
structure it a little bit.
I know you like spending time editing them, but what I'm hearing from you lately is that they're just a mess. You're trying to make something cohesive out of it, and I want to do something to make what we talk about more cohesive so it's easier. We could do a lot more to make that easier.
Well, we just had a whole. We just talked about AI and technology for probably an hour, and that's
So that one will be easier to do.
that's a good episode right there.
Okay.
Because we kind of stuck on one topic. We jumped around, but
But it came back to the same.
yeah,
So maybe that's what all we really need to do
is have a topic.
is have a topic, have it a little bit fleshed out
Yeah,
of what the boundaries are,
yeah. Need an outline. Yep.
And if it goes way off,
That's all right sometimes.
that's what a podcast is about.
Yeah, exactly. I think, have you watched like the last couple that I've posted?
I got to be honest, I don't usually go back and watch them. I'm not real excited about watching myself.
Did you see the one with?
I think it makes me more self-conscious when we do record then.
Yeah.
So,
Did you see the one where I put Eclectic Gentleman on the 18-wheeler?
no.
Oh yeah.
No.
I
You wanna
did.
pull that up?
I did a whole. Yeah. Can you get it on there?
I can get it on that one or that one.
You can put it on that one.
On the big one? All right, let's do it.
Well, there's a couple where there's a couple newer ones. But I'm gonna stop this right now because this is gonna be a boring part. Us watching
All right.
our podcast.
Podcast is over.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, I think that was good.
Hey, man, I enjoy hanging out with you, even if we weren't doing this.
I agree.